Rats are like, pet rats rather, are like some of the most misjudged creatures. Well, rats in general, I mean, rats that live in the wild, they have to become how they become, scavengers and, aggressive if they're cornered and whatnot. But it's really amazing how badly rats are misjudged. And also, it's not even just people that are mean to them, it's circumstance, it's their life. They're often experimented on and put through terrible things. Poor things. They live very short lifespans. It's really sad because they're like 3 times, if not more, smarter than mice and hamsters and all that. They're actually very smart rats. They're very bright. And they even, understand, at least in my experience, they understand their names. They know, like, they beg for treats, like for snacks. Like they have traits of cats and traits of dogs in them. It's so unjust that they only live for like 3 years at best. It's just, I think it's cruel. It's like, why? And that's one of the big disadvantages to having rats as pets, is that they die um, after only 2 or 3 years. They almost always like get things like tumors and or like diabetes or something like that. Like they're so genetically prone to illness. It's just sad, and that's why they're experimented on. But I don't know, it makes me want to cry. Like, people think they're like verminous and gross, and they're like the most misunderstood creatures, and they have to deal with so much like misfortune and injustice. It's like, I find that a lot of Aspies are really drawn to pet rats, and that makes sense because I guess we kind of like relate with them or something. Anyway, that's the only hard thing about having them. It's when our rats die, it's like, I mean, we socialize them so heavily that they're like become part of the family, and they know their names, and we know what their favorite treats are. Like, they were all different. My first girl, Miss Bianca, the white albino one, she loved nuts, and she liked almonds and nut butter. That was her favorite. And she liked rice, and she liked hamburger and chicken. Minnie likes chestnuts. That's her favorite thing. And um, more like organ meats, like when we have liver, um, eggs. She likes eggs. She likes scrambled eggs or boiled egg yolk or salted egg white. Like, they're all different. Minnie likes fruit actually a lot. They're not supposed to have too much fruits and veggies, but Minnie tries to beg for it. But right now, Minnie's actually at the end of her life. She has a tumor, and she's starting to slow down, but we still are letting her wander because she likes to do that. She When she wanders, she's out in the open a lot, and she chatters, like, she's there, and if you call her, she won't run away. Whereas my first one was really funny. Like, she would either be like all over you, like crawling in your clothes and curling up like a baby and like chattering, or she'd totally take off and want to be like alone. And if you tried to find her, she'd hide. And Minnie's like the opposite. She doesn't really like to crawl in your clothes and curl up like Bianca did, but she likes to be around people when she's out. Like she likes to go up to you and chatter and sit on the couch and, sit there with you and this kind of thing. It's kind of funny. They're totally different that way. Bianca used to chew on the bars of the cage when she would want attention. She wanted someone to take her out so that she could go into your clothes. And, at first that was really sensory to me, but I got used to it, because I'll never forget Bianca. She was my girl, And then, and Minnie is different. Like, when she wants attention, she chatters and, she chatters more than chews, kind of thing. And then there was Lucy Panda and Cosmo in between them. And Lucy Panda died young from a congenital condition. We never knew exactly what it was. And Cosmo was accidentally hurt. Horrible experience. Not my kids. A friend of my kid that came over. Long story short, that kid isn't welcome anywhere near us now. Not going there. Not going there, but we don't live in a stellar place here. Anyway, but I don't know. I think rats are some of the sweetest pets, and it's just such an injustice. And a lot of people that know me, didn't like rats before they met me, and now because of me, they like rats, or because of us, like my family. Thought they were either gross or weird or whatever, and now they like them. My mom likes them, which is funny. She never did before. But yeah, it's the only thing it's a disadvantage. It's hard because they don't live that long, and you get attached. You get attached to them like you get attached to a cat and a dog. So imagine if you had a cat or dog and they only lasted 2 or 3 years. That would be really hard. There are people that are huge rat fans, and they have like rat fan clubs on Facebook and whatnot. And how do they cope? Often people just enjoy their rats for the time they have and really appreciate it, really appreciate that time. And then they get new rats, like this, when their rat dies, right? They always own a rat. It's just hard because they have their own personalities, and when you grieve one, you may love the other one, but the other one never will replace that one you lost because they all have their own personalities. So it just seems so cruel, that such smart and sweet creatures would get the bottom of the barrel in terms of luck and genetics. They're discriminated against by people and people's idea of what they are and what they're like, and they get sick with just about everything and age quickly, in the end anyway. They're usually okay until they hit this wall, and once they hit the wall, something's going to take them out, whether it be diabetic or like heart or a tumor related cancer. But they're fun. They're like little people in a way. They really like people, surprisingly so. Much more than any other rodent. I mean, they're honestly at least 4 times as smart as other rodents, I think, and 4 times as social. It's a kind of a strange phenomenon. But anyway, am I going to get another rat when Minnie dies? Which is going to be soon, because she is like, it's hard. It's really hard. She's like dragging herself around right now. It's the tumor's gotten so big, but I don't want to restrict her because she really likes being out, and she will go back to her cage when she needs to, like eat some of her food stash or go to the bathroom or have her water. But she likes being out, and I don't want to restrict her from that. She has this huge tumor on her like belly, but she still goes up and down the stairs, which is amazing to me. But that's Minnie, that's her. So I kind of want to just let her do that until it's clear that she can't anymore, and then maybe try and encourage her to go to her cage. Um, and if it gets to the point where she's like suffering very severely, and it looks like she's doing nothing but suffering, at that point, we may put her down. It's hard. This time is always hard. It was hard with Bianca, but she wanted to be in her cage when she was sick. And Minnie doesn't, so I don't want to force her right now. So yeah, am I going to get another rat when she dies? I don't know. Probably.